50 years ago, the first lions arrived at Longleat, but it was a further 3 years until Monkey Jungle opened her gates.
Now, back then, it was baboons living here. There were 200 of them, but they had to leave because they proved to be such good escape artists. They even got out, raided a milk float, and drank its entire contents.
Today, there are 116 monkeys here, and they still leave a trail of destruction in their path as they dismantle visitors' cars. They are led by a notorious monkey known as Phil, with a fearsome reputation. Even the keepers are terrified of him.
And Phil is here, so I'm going to be busy distracting him to keep him out of Ben's hair while you find out what's on today's Animal Park.
A keeper's worst nightmare comes true as a sea lion breaks out of the park.
At this point, we're starting to get worried. She could end up following this river all the way, and this eventually goes to the sea.
It's double trouble in the African village.
This morning when I came in to check on them, she had two little twins in her arms.
And Jean comes under attack as the biggest birds on the planet defend their nest.
What are we going to do?
After almost a decade away, we're back for the summer. 50 years on from the opening, the nation's first safari park is now home to over 1,000 animals, from the weird and the wacky to the wild and the wonderful. And this place has been famous for its menagerie of inhabitants right from the very beginning.
When the 6th Marquess of Bath suggested introducing lions into this landscape, it caused a national outcry. The press went wild, locals feared for their lives, questions were even asked in Parliament. But in more recent times, it was a new arrival that captured the public's imagination.
This is Anne. Anne is one of the oldest Asian elephants in Europe, and for the past 5 years, she's been enjoying these leafy surroundings. They say an elephant never forgets, but this is one who perhaps wished she could. Brought over from Sri Lanka as a calf, she performed for most of her life in Bobby Roberts' Super Circus. But when footage emerged in 2011 of Anne being horrifically mistreated, there was a public outcry. Anne was rescued and given a police escort to Longleat, where she was housed temporarily in a rhino house. Keeper Ross was with her from the very beginning.
When she first came, she never said a word. She just wouldn't. She wouldn't look at you, she always looked at the floor, and if you looked at her, she'd look away. She was sad, and you could see that, and sadness was over every aspect of her, like her body language, her condition, everything.
The moment she arrived at the park 5 years ago, a long and grueling process of rehabilitation began. We've been granted special access behind the scenes to meet Anne, and the 3 keepers dedicated to her 365 days of the year.
There we go. She's all right, isn't she? She's looking good.
Anne's survival relied on her trusting humans, but no one knew if she would ever do that again.
That was the hardest bit right at the beginning, was learning her, because you had to gain her trust. There was times when we thought, this isn't going to happen. She's just not there.
Anne showed no connection other than fear, but the boys were determined. After a whole year with no change, something happened. Anne was coming back to life.
There was logs, and there was sort of like an angled log. And she started like just pushing it, and every time she pushed it, she'd look over at us. Like, what, you all right? And then she'd push it again, and she'd keep looking. And we would just go on, do it, be brilliant. Then she finally snapped it, and she looked at us like, oh my God, I broke it. And we were just laughing. And it was that moment where she started looking at us like in the eye and was like, yeah, you guys are all right. And it kind of, that's the moment for me where it kind of changed a little bit.
No change is fast with an elephant that has been through so much. But every day, they're all getting to know each other better.
She's quite inquisitive. She'll always investigate. Sometimes she won't like something we make, but she'll go and investigate it, see what she thinks of it.
She's cheeky. You know, she likes to pull her laces and undo them and then pull them so hard that sometimes they knot up.
Last year, Anne was moved into a specialist, purpose-built home in the park called Anne's Haven. And this morning, it's bath time.
Like most people, they don't really want a bath first thing in the morning, and particularly, she's like a kid in that respect, you know. She doesn't want to do it, but when she started, you know, I'm wet now, it's all right. Anne's part of the group, so when we're having a laugh, we'll always tell Anne about it. Whether or not she, like, listens or cares, it doesn't matter. She's just in on the fun.
She does understand what we're saying sometimes, and it's that sort of relationship we have with her, which is to me, is fundamental.
Improving her mind was the first step, but the next challenge would be her body. We'll join the boys later as we get a chance to see her next stage of recovery here at the park.
Hear that? That should be a clue as to where I'm going. This is Sea Lion Beach, and Mark Ty has just got in contact with me to say, rush down, because they have got, oh my goodness, a new arrival. Look at this. Oh, Mark. Hello, Poppet. Look at that little face. So, Mark, when was this one born?
A week ago.
Really?
Week old, yeah.
Look at her. And who's her mum?
Her mother's Jojo.
So Jojo's still around?
Jojo's still around,
great
yes.
to know. Now, was it Jojo who used to give birth in really difficult places?
No, it was her mum, Ozzy.
Oh, of course
Ozzy
it was.
always used to give birth on the boats and,
That's
and
right.
anywhere that it was awkward.
So has Jojo inherited any of her mother's difficult traits?
No, she's pretty good at her birthing. She always, but she's got the same traits in that she's not the most into it mother.
Oh, really?
She has a baby, and after about a day, she's like, send me back to the lake. I'll come back in the evenings, feed it. She pretty much leaves it all day long.
That's amazing, isn't it? And I mean, again, would that be a sort of similar situation in the wild, that, you know, the adult females would give birth, leave them in a safe place, go off and feed, and then just come back?
Yes. That's so much the case, and you'd probably find that all these pups would be together on a beach somewhere.
She's looking very fat, so she's clearly being well fed.
They're all still growing, so they don't really molt
this Mum
until.
here?
No, this is Nancy.
Oh, is it? Oh, Nancy, hello. I haven't seen you for ages.
Auntie Nancy.
Auntie Nancy. Now, she seems a little bit perturbed by Auntie Nancy. Are you coming to hide under here with
Hide
us?
under our feet.
And have you got a name for this one yet?
We did sort of, not really, but the other day when we came down here, she came running towards us, bouncing. So we thought, Roo.
Oh, that's a
Potentially.
brilliant name. I think Roo would do. What do you think, Roo? She says, I don't know, but I'm going to be very shy. Well, Mark, congratulations. Another great success,
Yes.
another new life to continue, hopefully another half century here at
Yes.
the park. Roo, you're amazing.
But now, there are 3 Amur tigers here: Svetli, Showery, and Sundari. In the wild, these top predators would hunt large deer and even bears, overcoming their prey by force and eating them as quickly as possible. So here at the park, the keepers are always on the lookout for a meal they can't devour in a matter of minutes.
You can imagine my excitement when they said I'd be working with big cats, but there seems to be a lot of deer and rhino in this enclosure, so I'm guessing there's no big cats here, Jenna. Has there been a change of plan?
There's not been a change of plan. We're not in the big cat enclosure, but we are still working for them. So we're going to go and pick up some ostrich eggs today, and they live in here. They're quite a good source of protein for the big cats. So we're going to go and grab some from them, see if they can crack them open.
The park's 2 ostriches, Smithy and Stacy, aren't a breeding pair, which means their infertile eggs won't hatch. So rather than go to waste, the super strong eggs are what the keepers are after.
Right, so the ostrich are up by their nest.
Yeah.
We're just going to radio Dan and Nikki in the truck, and we'll get you in there so that we can go and distract them away. So, giraffe 3 down.
Weighing as much as 2 fully grown men, the ostrich is the world's largest bird. Unfortunately for Jean, they're also equipped with the largest eye of any land animal. So there's little chance of her sneaking up on them. Smithy is liable to protect the nest and Stacy.
You can see he's getting a bit flappy now. He's already spotted her.
The plan is simple. Nikki drives towards the nest, then Jean lures Smithy away with some food. But unfortunately, things aren't going to the simple plan.
What else to do? No. He's not happy. You can see he's just playing with his wings there. Yeah, what does that mean? When making himself look bigger, like, you know, he can get us. No, I don't think she's going to leave. What are we going to do? Luckily, we've got another nest. Ah, plan B. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ah, great. Nest number 2. Got the 2 eggs. Great, and not an ostrich inside, which is good because it did get a little bit hairy up there.
Really protective of the nest.
And why do these make such a good treat for big cats?
They're better for you than chicken eggs. I think it's lower cholesterol and saturated fat. I don't know whether they'll be able to break them though. They are meant to be quite strong.
I am wondering, even with, you know, the big teeth of a tiger, will they be able to crack this? Right, I'm going to give it a test. Come here. Wow, that is amazing. That can easily take my full body weight. So even if predators do get a hold of these, and the tigers, they're going to have a bit of a job getting them cracked open.
We'll catch up with Jean later in the show, as we find out what 3 hungry tigers will make of their excellent.
I have to confess that my favourite time of day here in the park is when it's closed to the public and it's silent. And sometimes you can walk around and hear the lions roaring, and it reminds you that there's just this little bit of fence between you and some of the most magnificent big cats in the world. Now, one of the biggest fears here has always been lions escaping, but mercifully, that's never happened. However, I'd be lying if I told you that no animals have ever breached these fences in the last 50 years.
Back when the park opened in 1966, people were most worried about the lions getting out. Hippos may appear placid, but they have an aggressive streak. This, coupled with their heavy weight, can make them a scary opponent. Back in 1970, the head warden at the time, Mike Lockyer, had a pretty close encounter. He recounted the tale for us a few years ago.
In those days, it was just a one-off, I think.
But that wasn't the only daring escape there's been from this park. As you'll see later on, another animal got an awful lot further.
Now it's over to tiger territory, where Jean is about to find out whether the tigers fancy scrambled ostrich eggs for breakfast.
Hi, I have some ostrich eggs here for you.
Perfect.
To mask the sight and smell of the eggs, they'll be buried in sawdust. The longer the tigers spend searching, the better.
And how are we going to go about kind of hiding them? Just pop it on top, and then yeah, you can kind of cover some sawdust over. But we still want them to find them, so you don't want to mask the smell too much. So just for fun, should we put some dotted around without any eggs in them? Definitely, yeah. Spread it out a bit so they won't have to fight or anything. That would be perfect. Okay, yeah.
These Siberian or Amur tigers have never seen ostrich eggs before, so there's no way of knowing quite what they'll make of it all.
Lion reserve, Hannah? Yeah, Hannah, we're all good to let them go.
Tiger's on the way out.
Oh, I see one.
He just came bounding round the corner. This is the searching behaviour. This is what we will try and do in enrichment. They're really searching really searching for what's around their environment. It's so strange to them. We've never ever done anything like this with them before. So this is Fetley.
Just having a word to play around with it.
Yes.
Oh, there she goes.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. I know from experience these are really hard eggs.
She's just not quite sure of what to do with it, so she's trying out different methods. And it's perfect enrichment. This is exactly the kind of behaviour that we're trying to instill in our animals. Like, there's no point just giving them a plate of food. Like, we really have to try and make them work for it. So this is fantastic. So Showery's now realised that something's going on.
Maybe two heads are better than one.
Oh, yeah. See, this surprises me
because
because
cause a conflict.
I don't know. Before, if you'd asked me, I would have said absolutely yes, but this is really different behaviour from them. I wouldn't expect Sundari to walk away from something because we do.
She's staring right at me. Oh, wow.
This is good. This is really good. That will keep them busy all day, hopefully, rather than just for a half-an-hour period in the morning.
In fact, it was quite a while before the tigers discovered the contents of the eggs.
They're right in there. Their faces are right in the yolk.
Just lapping up. Their little tails are twitching.
What does that mean?
It means they're enjoying themselves. They're happy. So
I'm so glad it went well. You put a lot of hard work into that, and thank you so much. It's been amazing to get to see tigers up close like this.
Glad.
Whether the park's open or closed, there are 1,000 animals that need to be fed every day by an army of 114 keepers. They come in each day because of their bond with the animals, but also because they never know what they're going to find. And Keeper Tina has found something extra special today.
This morning was a very nice surprise. We were expecting a birth of a pair of our ring-tailed lemurs, and today was her due date. And usually due dates, they either usually overrun or they come early. But Hasina, our mum-to-be, was bang on time. And this morning when I came in to check on them, she had two little twins in her arms.
For most people, having twins is a pretty big deal. But not for Hasina the lemur.
Hasina now, this is her 7th birth, but her 6th set of twins, so it's quite a norm for her. You walk in the morning and she's like, look, I've had another one, and you pass her a bit of food, you know, her breakfast, and she almost offers you a baby in return for the food.
Ring-tailed lemurs are female dominant and generally give birth to one baby a year. Newborns are carried on their mother's chest for 1 to 2 weeks before moving round to her back. And at less than a day old, these two are happily settled onto mum.
When lemurs are born, as you can see from the twins, they kind of come out as mini little lemurs. You can see they've already got the grey back and the white tummy like the adults do, but they have their distinctive black and white tail, which is what ringtails are well known for. They use it for communication in the wild, to keep in touch with one another. Mum's using her tail right now to protect the babies and cover, but they'll use it when they're older to act as a scarf as well, to keep themselves warm on our British winter days.
This species of lemur are very sociable and tend to live in groups.
All her children will participate in helping the youngsters grow up, learn what it means to be a lemur, learn to forage for their own food, and they will become part of the family. Lemurs are very strong bonded.
But there is one lemur in this group who sometimes likes a bit of me time.
Julian, it's all right.
And that's Dad, Julian.
We're currently looking for Dad, who is father to all of the youngsters that you can see running around here.
There's one easy way to spot Dad.
His most distinctive feature is his tail, but not for the usual reasons. He's only got half of a tail. We're not sure how he lost his tail exactly. We all come up with our own sort of brave stories. He was protecting his family against a bear or something like that. But to be honest, with his character, he was probably just got shut in a door.
With Mum, Dad and all the babies doing well, Tina is feeling pretty happy with the whole family.
I love the lemurs. I've been here since they arrived, and it's lovely to be able to see sort of the life cycle of the lemurs. You know, this is how they progress. This is what they look in a year's time, and it's just nice to see animals flourish, really.
Meanwhile, over in lion country, the vet's been called. One of the lion cubs has got a growth on its nose, which needs removing under anaesthetic.
Not knowing what this is, we'd take the opportunity to remove it and get it gone before it gets too big or turns into anything more nasty that might require more extensive surgery.
Today at the park, a highly skilled team, specialist caging, and an anaesthetic dart gun makes a job like this routine for the team, and as painless as possible for the animals. It's a well-oiled machine. So, how can they be so calm working with such a ferocious creature? Well, in part, it's due to one man, Jerry Benbow. When the safari park first opened its gates 50 years ago,
Good evening, Jerry.
Jerry was just the local vet.
Jerry Benbow was the vet when I first started here. He started in Froome as a normal vet, just looking after cats and dogs and cows and stuff. And then Longlet came and said, would you come and look at our lion?
After years of routine work with pets and farm animals, Jerry suddenly had to take on dozens of completely new species. His widow, Valerie, remembers how unfazed Jerry was.
Jerry loved animals of all kinds, from a mouse to an elephant. He loved them all. And when he was working, that was his world.
Perhaps the biggest operation Jerry took on was one not dissimilar to the one performed by James today. But the setting was very different and far more dangerous.
When he first treated a lion, they had no facilities, of course, and he was actually out in the park, in the open, with a range of guns around him and everybody watching the lions.
I think when we treat any new species, it presents some problems for us.
Yeah, but this is not just any new species. This is a lion. So how do you set about handling one of them?
Well, of course, the smaller ones we can handle fairly readily by holding them by the scruff of the neck and at the rear end. But of course, those in the reserve, roaming wild, they present far more of a problem.
Things were pretty different back then, and Jerry didn't have a high-tech dart gun, or even a fence between him and the lion. In fact, the only effective way to administer anaesthetic to a lion was via the crossbow, out in the open. It often took several attempts because the crossbow had a limited range. Even when the dart did go in, it didn't deliver enough sedative to knock an animal out completely. The keepers had to take the risk of roping a still semi-conscious animal.
Hang on, Mike. Well, he's pretty lively.
Jerry needed to remove a growth from Abraham the lion's lip, without Abraham removing Jerry's arm.
Just be careful of your fingers.
No, he had no experience at all, and it was something completely different. I suppose a challenge, really.
The operation on Abraham was a success, and for 31 years, Jerry tended the park's animals with great dedication. He died in 2004, but Valerie still remembers how important his time here was to him.
I think he made an enormous impact because he wasn't just the vet. He was almost part of the establishment.
climb.
This is like a child's game, so we've got sticks to go through the holes. We'll put some hay in it to make it a layer, and then put some fruit on top of that. The idea is she pulls the sticks out, and then the food falls out the bottom here, so it's like a win, really. But this is designed and built so that she can exercise her trunk.
An elephant's trunk contains over 40,000 muscles. But when Anne first arrived at the park 5 years ago, she couldn't lift hers off the ground. Now Anne's trunk muscles have improved so much, she can reach as high as the top level of sticks.
You're going to cheat? Yeah, you're going to cheat.
Don't cheat, Anne.
No.
She's cheating. She's decided to come in a destructive mode. And rather than being all nice and ladylike and elegant about the whole thing, she's decided to be the destroyer of all destroying things. But she just won. She's just won a prize. So she's going to eat that first.
Senior team leader Ryan is incredibly proud of his team.
They've given Anne her whole world back. An elephant without a trunk, it's like a dog without a tail and a bark. It's like a cat, you know, without its senses. The trunk is everything.
But although the keepers have achieved miracles with Anne's recovery, Anne is in her 60s. She's a very old lady now. In the wild, Asian elephants only tend to live to around 60 or 70 years old. Anne suffers from severe arthritis, and it's getting harder and harder to ensure she has the best level of care. Currently, for Anne's welfare and team health and safety, they've been working with Anne from behind bars. But after much deliberation, the park have decided to start a new system of free contact with Anne, which means working in the same space as her.
It's not a decision taken lightly, no. It's not just something that we can turn around and say, today we fancy going in there. You know, it looks, I'd like to go in and pat her or give her something or ask her to pick her foot up, whatever. It's not like that at all. If you're going to go and step in with a 3.5-ton animal, you have to 100% be able to read that animal.
For an elephant that has endured such cruelty in her former life, this is the ultimate test of the trust created between human and animal. With Anne now struggling to raise her feet high enough for them to be health checked from outside,
Coming in.
Ross is going through the bars to work on them at close quarters.
Anne, foot.
As the heaviest land mammal, the pressure pushing down on an elephant's foot is enormous.
Good girl, huh?
Good girl, Anne.
Lovely stuff.
If Anne's feet aren't in good condition, it could even be fatal.
You'll get sort of like mud and stuff fester inside of it. Then you get a thing called foot rot, which is one of them smells that any animal keeper anywhere will tell you, you'll never forget that. It's a horrible smell. And if you don't keep it clean, it can go further along and you'll get a little hole, and then that will track up into the digit, into the actual bone itself, and then they get a thing called osteomyelitis, which is a really, really bad thing. It can kill her.
But despite the seriousness of the situation, the whole process still has to be done on Anne's terms.
We don't make her do any of this. This is something that she's willing to do. This is something she wants to do. And if she wants to end the session or put her foot down at any time, she can.
Because this is one very special elephant.
The trust is there with her. She knows us, we know her. There's nothing, no secrets anymore. She knows everything about me.
It's only because of the bond that has been slowly built which allows Anne's health to continue to improve.
We want the best for Anne, and everyone does. Everyone in the world who knows Anne wants the best for her, and we're the ones that can provide that. And whatever we have to do that, we'll do it in a heartbeat.
If I couldn't be an elephant keeper, I'd probably know. I don't know what I would do. I really don't know.
There is no other job in the world like it, and there is no other job I'd enjoy more.
Some of the animals on the park are so big that the keepers need to come up with new and inventive ways to feed them. I'm guessing we're talking about the giraffes, Bev.
Yes.
So how are we going to do this?
Well, at the moment, we've just got a trailer load of browse behind us on the truck, and we are just going to go up to the browse hanger and hang it up really high for the girls to come over.
Browse is trees, and
Yes.
I take it this is something they love.
They love it. We've got field maple, we've got beech, and we've got willow today, and that's our top 3 favourites. And they're all the way down the bottom of the field at the minute, so once they see us doing this, they're going to come on up.
Okay, yeah, out we go.
OK, I'll take this old one off, Jean. You put that new one on.
All
Is that
right, okay.
But we'll go for both.
It's pretty heavy, Bev. Now, they seem to be starting to just mosey on
Yes.
over.
They generally don't run up unless they're very overexcited.
How often do you do this, Bev?
We do this every day.
Right, we're good to go. Seeing them this close, I'm noticing huge eyes and very long tongues.
Yeah, they've got very, very long tongues. You know, they're over 40 centimetres in length, and it helps them get all the leaves off the browse and things. But they're also slightly bluey, black in colour to stop them from getting sunburned to swell the tongues.
Sorry, tell me again, why do they have blue tongues?
To stop it from getting sunburned, because if you had a very, very pink tongue, they're always putting their heads up towards the sky, they're always browsing. You
Makes
could easily
sense.
Get sunburned. As we're on our way out, so we've got a little bit of browse left, we'll see if any of the girls want to come over and say hello to Jean. Is that right?
I can feed them?
Yes,
oh,
hopefully.
I'd love to.
Yes, if you hold on to that.
Okay.
And they'll come over and see us, hopefully, if they're feeling in the mood. Hello, Pop Bear, how are you?
Babe, I'm feeling a little bit nervous.
He's all right. He just tugs
there
it quite
you
hard.
Go. Oh,
so, yeah.
Andy's off with it.
You got that? He's big, isn't he?
He is humongous,
Yeah.
Bev.
He's about 18 foot, so
But
he shouldn't get any taller. than that.
surprisingly friendly. You like that, don't you? There you are. Bev, I never in a million years thought I would be feeding a bull giraffe, and he was so well behaved.
He's a good boy. When he wants to be, he's very good. He's good 90% of the time.
I did get the feeling, though, that he is the boss.
The park has learnt a lot over the 50 years since opening, and today it would be pretty tricky for any of these animals to make it out of their compound. But it hasn't always been that way. We've been looking back at some of the few animal escapes from the safari park over the years, and by far the most notorious breakout happened in 1988. A few years ago, the then head warden Keith Harris remembered how it all began. To say that 28 years later, no other sea lion has tried to recreate this most greatest of escapes.
Now it's time for Jean to catch up with a couple of youngsters.
It's been 11 weeks since the arrival of our adorable twin lemurs, and I can't wait to see how they're getting on. Hi, Tina.
Hi there, you right?
I'm good, and I spot our little babies.
We've got Ronnie and Corby.
Ronnie and Corby,
Yeah,
great names.
Yep. And they're doing really well, starting to show their characters. So you've got Corby, who's very much out there, and you've got Ronnie, who's very much a mummy's kind of boy.
And they're quite mischievous as well, I see.
A little bit. This is Corby. Like I was saying, he's quite adventurous compared to Ronnie.
So not a shy, scared little baby, because he's really into our camera over there.
Yeah, not really.
So what kind of things will they be eating when they start to eat?
Well, they start on anything that mum picks up. So we have a nice diet here. No fruit because they are prone to obesity in captivity.
Oh, really? They all look nice
Would
and
you like to feed
slim.
Mum? This is Casper.
Hi, Casper. There you go.
They're very much, you know, you have to feed Mum and Fred first because they're the bosses.
Okay.
And Mum likes to see what's inside the bucket. But come on, you have to be a bit patient.
And when do you think the little ones will be able to eat as well?
They do try, so you can see. They're trying to get some from Mum there.
Great. That's great.
She's trying to eat a little bit.
Well, they all seem to be very polite and not grabbing food from each other, which is good to see.
They do. That's the strict hierarchy, which is really good. They do have their squabbles. They're like a family, you know. Sometimes they fall out.
But I guess that's going to happen in any gang, in any family, isn't it?
And how has the behaviour of the two babies changed in the last 11 weeks?
They're starting to learn what it means to be a lemur, attacking different things. They're very much like toddlers at this age. They test...
They're a handful.
Yeah, they kind of try everything with their mouths and they have to touch everything. So they are very much a handful at the moment.
They're exploring and learning all about their new surroundings. It's so great to see how they're fitting in and see that they're getting on well.
Look at this.
Oh, look.
I do one as well.
Yeah.
Just for old time's sake. And look, who would like a piece?
Ever get bored of being this close to these animals. It is, I think, the biggest privilege of working here for the last, well, it was 10 years.
It was.
10 years.
Whenever I look at a lion, I think of you. You do look a bit liony. It's the mane.
Come on then, Klaus, there you go. Here's what's coming up on the next Animal Park.
The world's fastest land animal is put to the test.
Go, 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 go!
Look how go!
We go back to 1968, when giraffes first arrived at the park, and meet the people brave enough to rub shoulders with them.
The small giraffe actually stood on Stephen's foot.
And the life of a baby goat hangs in the balance.